Hello food lovers and welcome back to the channel. Today we're embarking on a culinary journey to explore one of the most celebrated and, dare I say, majestic creatures in the world of gastronomy. We're not just talking about any ingredient, we're talking about an animal that has graced the tables of royalty, inspired chefs for centuries, and continues to be a symbol of ultimate indulgence. Get ready, because today is all about the duck. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Duck, isn't that just for special occasions or fancy French restaurants? Well, yes and no. While duck has a reputation for luxury, it's also an incredibly versatile and accessible protein that, with a little knowledge, you can master in your own kitchen. From the rich, succulent meat to the glorious liquid gold that is duck fat, this bird is a true gift to the culinary world. Let's start with the basics. When we talk about duck in cooking, we're usually referring to a few specific breeds. The Pekin duck is the most common, especially in North America. It's known for its mild flavor and thick layer of fat, which renders down beautifully to create that crispy skin we all crave. Then there's the Muscovy duck, which is leaner and has a deeper, more game-like flavor, often compared to high-quality beef. And of course, we can't forget the Mallard, a hybrid of Pekin and Muscovy, which is prized for its large size and is the go-to for producing foie gras and a magnificently large breast, The history of duck in cuisine is as rich as its flavor. Ancient Egyptians were known to domesticate and force-feed ducks, a practice that eventually evolved into the production of foie gras. In China, duck has been a culinary centerpiece for over 1,000 years, culminating in the world-famous Peking duck, a dish so iconic it's practically a national treasure. The process for traditional Peking duck is a true art form, involving air-drying the bird, glazing it with maltose syrup, and roasting it to achieve that impossibly thin, crackling skin. It's a testament to how one animal can inspire such culinary dedication. But let's talk about what makes duck so special from a cooking perspective. It's all about the fat. Unlike chicken or turkey, duck has a substantial layer of subcutaneous fat between the skin and the meat. This is not something to be feared, it's something to be celebrated. When cooked properly, this fat renders out, basting the meat as it cooks, keeping it incredibly moist and flavorful. At the same time, it transforms the skin into a crispy, golden brown cracker. This duality of tender meat and crispy skin is what chefs strive for, and duck delivers it in spades. One of the most classic and beloved duck dishes is duck confit. The word confit comes from the French word confire, which means to preserve. Originally, this was a method of preservation before the age of refrigeration. Duck legs are slowly cured in salt and herbs, then gently poached in their own rendered fat for hours until the meat is fall off the bone tender. The legs are then stored, submerged in that same fat. When you're ready to eat, you simply crisp the skin in a hot pan. The result is pure magic, salty, succulent, and profoundly satisfying. It's a dish that proves how simple, ancient techniques can produce flavors that are timeless. And what do you do with all that leftover duck fat from the confit process? You save every single drop. Duck fat is a culinary treasure. It has a high smoke point, making it perfect for frying, and it imparts a savory, rich flavor to anything it touches. Roast potatoes in duck fat, and you'll never go back to using oil. Salt some green beans or Brussels sprouts in it, and watch them transform from humble vegetables into a gourmet side dish. You can even use it in baking for savory pastries. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Now, let's move on to the star of the show for many, the duck breast, or magret. A perfectly cooked duck breast is a thing of beauty. The key is to treat it more like a fine steak than a piece of poultry. You start by scoring the thick fat cap in a diamond pattern, being careful not to cut into the meat. This helps the fat render more evenly. Then, you place it fat side down, in a cold, dry pan. Yes, a cold pan. As the pan heats up, the fat slowly begins to melt and render out. You'll be amazed at how much liquid gold accumulates in the pan. You cook it low and slow on the fat side for a good 10 to 15 minutes, pouring off the excess fat as you go, until the skin is deeply golden and incredibly crisp. Then, you just give it a quick sear on the flesh side for a minute or two. The goal is to cook the breast to a perfect medium rare, just like a great steak. The inside should be a rosy pink. When you slice it, you get that perfect cross-section, a thick layer of crispy skin, a thin, beautifully rendered fat cap, and a tender, juicy, ruby red interior, paired with a sweet and sour sauce, like a cherry or orange reduction. It's a dish that hits every note. Beyond these classic preparations, duck's versatility is endless. Ground duck makes for incredibly flavorful burgers or meatballs. Shredded confit duck is a luxurious filling for tacos, spring rolls, or pasta. Smoked duck breast, sliced thin, is a fantastic addition to salads or charcuterie boards. And let's not forget the other parts of the bird. Duck stock, made from the carcass, is richer and more flavorful than chicken stock, forming the base for incredible soups and sauces. Even the giblets can be used to create rich, rustic PTs. One of the reasons some home cooks are intimidated by duck is the fear of it being greasy. But the secret, as we've discussed, is proper rendering. Low and slow is the mantra. Whether you're roasting a whole duck or pan-searing a breast, the goal is always to give that fat time to melt away from the skin and baste the meat. If you rush it with high heat, you'll burn the skin before the fat has a chance to render, resulting in a tough, greasy mess. Patience is your best friend when cooking duck. Cooking a whole duck can seem like a monumental task, but it's simpler than you might think. Pricking the skin all over without piercing the meat and seasoning it generously with salt is the first step. Roasting it at a moderate temperature allows the fat to render out slowly. Some people even steam the duck first or pour boiling water over it to help tighten the skin, ensuring an even crispier result. It takes longer than roasting a chicken, but the reward is a festive, show-stopping centerpiece with meat for every preference, the lean breast and the richer, darker leg meat. From the opulent banquet halls of imperial China to the cozy bistros of Paris and now, hopefully, to your own kitchen, the duck has proven itself to be one of gastronomy's most prized players. It challenges the cook to be patient and precise, but it rewards that effort with a symphony of textures and flavors that are simply unmatched. It's a celebration of fat, a testament to the magic of rendering, and a protein that can be both rustic and refined. So, the next time you see a duck breast or a pair of duck legs at your local butcher, I hope you'll feel inspired, not intimidated. Give it a try. Render that fat, crisp that skin, and savor the rich, complex flavor. You'll be unlocking a whole new level of culinary delight. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the delicious world of duck. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and do forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next culinary adventure. We'd love to have you as part of our foodie community. Until next time, happy cooking. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on a culinary journey that celebrates one of the most revered ingredients in the world of gastronomy. We're talking about a dish that is both rustic and refined, a testament to the idea that the best food often starts with the highest quality ingredients, treated with respect and skill. Get ready, because we're diving deep into the art of preparing a perfect slow-roasted leg of lamb. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Lamb isn't that tricky to get right, and you're not wrong. It can be intimidating. Many people worry about it being too gamey or ending up tough and dry, but I'm here to show you that with a few key techniques and a little bit of patience, you can create a show-stopping centerpiece dish that is succulent, tender, and bursting with flavor. Forget everything you thought you knew about difficult roasts. This is going to change your mind forever. The first, and arguably most important, step is selecting your lamb. What you see here is a beautiful bone-in leg of lamb, weighing about 5 to 6 pounds. I always prefer bone-in for roasts like this. Why? Because the bone does two incredible things. It imparts a deeper, richer flavor into the meat as it cooks, and it helps to distribute the heat more evenly, ensuring a perfectly cooked result from the inside out. Look for a nice, even fat cap on top. That fat is not your enemy, it's your best friend. As it renders down during the roasting process, it will baste the meat, keeping it moist and creating a wonderfully crispy, golden brown crust. Before we even think about the oven, we need to talk about the marinade. This is where we build the foundational layers of flavor. We're going to create a classic, yet powerful, combination that complements the natural taste of the lamb without overpowering it. In this bowl, I have a generous amount of chopped fresh rosemary and thyme, several cloves of minced garlic and, don't be shy with the garlic, the zest and juice of 1 lemon, a good glug of high-quality olive oil, coarse sea salt, and freshly cracked black pepper. It's simple, but each ingredient plays a crucial role. The herbs provide that aromatic, earthy backbone. The garlic adds a pungent kick, and the lemon juice not only adds brightness but also helps to tenderize the meat. Now for the fun part. We're going to get our hands in there and give this beautiful leg of lamb a deep tissue massage. Using a small, sharp knife, I'm making several small incisions, about 1 inch deep, all over the surface of the meat. This isn't just for show. These little pockets are going to hold our marinade, allowing those incredible flavors to penetrate deep into the roast. Now, take a generous amount of your herb and garlic mixture and push it right into those slits. Then rub the remaining marinade all over the entire surface, making sure every nook and cranny is coated. The smell alone is already incredible. For the best results, you'll want to let this marinate for at least 4 hours, but overnight in the refrigerator is even better. This allows the flavors to meld and the meat to become incredibly tender. Alright, our lamb has had its beauty sleep and it's time for the main event, the roasting. This is where patience becomes our key ingredient. We're going for a low and slow approach. I've preheated my oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Low and slow cooking is the secret to breaking down the connective tissues in the meat, resulting in that fall-off-the-bone tenderness we're all after. I'm placing the lamb on a rack inside a roasting pan. Underneath I've scattered some roughly chopped onions, carrots, and celery. These vegetables will not only add another layer of aromatic flavor to the air as they roast, but will also form the base for an incredible pan gravy later on. We'll also pour a cup of chicken or vegetable broth into the bottom of the pan to create a steamy environment, which further helps in keeping the lamb moist. Now, into the oven it goes. The general rule of thumb for cooking time is about 20 to 25 minutes per pound for a medium rare to medium finish, but the most reliable way to guarantee perfection is to use a meat thermometer. We're looking for an internal temperature of about 135 degrees Fahrenheit for medium rare or 145 degrees for medium. During the last 30 minutes of cooking, I like to crank up the oven temperature to 400 degrees. This final blast of high heat is what will give us that irresistible, crispy, golden brown crust that provides such a fantastic textural contrast to the tender meat inside. It's the finishing touch that takes this dish from great to absolutely unforgettable. While our lamb is having its final glorious moments in the oven, let's not forget about the incredible gift it's been giving us in the bottom of the pan. Those roasted vegetables and flavorful drippings are liquid gold. We're going to make a simple, yet elegant, pan gravy. Carefully remove the roasting pan from the oven and transfer the lamb to a cutting board to rest. This is a non-negotiable step. Resting the meat for at least 15 to 20 minutes allows the juices to redistribute throughout the roast. If you slice into it immediately, all that wonderful moisture will just run out onto your board. So, while it rests, strain the drippings from the pan into a saucepan, pressing down on the vegetables to extract all their flavor. Skim off any excess fat from the top. You can make a simple slurry with a tablespoon of cornstarch and a little cold water, and whisk it into the drippings over medium heat until the gravy thickens to your desired consistency. Taste and adjust for seasoning. A splash of red wine at this stage can also add a wonderful depth and complexity. This gravy is the perfect accompaniment, tying all the elements of the dish together beautifully. And here it is, the moment of truth. Our slow-roasted leg of lamb is rested and ready. Look at that color, that crust. The aroma is just intoxicating. Now, to carve, you want to slice against the grain. This shortens the muscle fibers and makes each bite incredibly tender. Just look at how icily the knife glides through the meat. It's juicy, it's pink in the center, perfectly medium. You can see the herbs and garlic studded throughout. This is what culinary dreams are made of. Serve it up with some creamy mashed potatoes, some roasted asparagus, and a generous drizzle of that homemade pan gravy. It's a meal that feels special, a celebration on a plate. It's proof that, with good ingredients and a little love, you can create something truly extraordinary in your own kitchen. Thank you so much for joining me on this delicious adventure today. I hope this inspires you to tackle a leg of lamb with confidence and excitement. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a culinary journey. Until next time, happy cooking.